shoot, I got another topic for you.
Who that?
I don't know what's going on right now, but like when you talk about Atlanta and you talk about like just the past 3, 4, 5 years, one of the biggest artists coming out of Atlanta right now, like Lil Baby. One of the biggest.
Yeah, he had a big run too. Bro.
Yeah,
jeez.
Jeez. It's like, you know what I'm saying? I think of shout out my label, that's me. How many name we did like
but that's what made
that
me
is
a fan.
like that
That made me a fan.
I feel like that song right there is what No Flocking is for Broward County.
Yes. And you put me on a Lil Baby, you know.
What? For real?
You put me on a Lil Baby, boy. You say, hey, stop. You say, hey, stop. That's him right there, boy. This. But you sent me my dog.
Mm-hmm.
That's
my dog for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, new music, when it's a new sound, if your ears ain't heard before, you're trying to be like, I was like,
you got to get hip to it. Take some time.
I trust your judgment.
Yeah. All right, this ain't the first time.
This ain't the first time. You understand what I'm saying? But I was like, and I feel like, I don't know how long after that, it wasn't much longer after that.
Yeah.
When I had a freestyle, I was like, I call you and tell you, diss him. You see what I'm saying? Diss him. What? That's my track, bro. Like, what? That's my song. That song made me a fan. And like the video is like, it's so crazy, like, because like, I don't know, I don't know what that whole thing it was within. Mm-hmm. Like QC them.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what they had going on, but I remember in the video, and at the end of the video, and he's like, "Oh, you got something."
Oh, that's hard. That's hard.
Oh, you got something. Oh, okay, you got something. Like, and he's eating the food. Like, so I guess he felt the same way I felt.
Mm-hmm.
But that was it.
Yeah,
that was it. Like, whoa. Yeah, that was it.
But
and he been on the wave since. Like,
So I say all of that to say, like, boy, recently, I've been hearing snippets drop. You know what I'm saying? Anytime I hear like snippets, I'll have my thought of it, and then I'll go into the comments just to like see what other people's thoughts is.
Right.
And I'm looking at the comments, and it's like, bro, everybody like, nah, bro, that ain't it.
Right.
That ain't it.
Right.
Like everybody, I'm just wondering, like, bro, where in the world all this Lil Baby hate come from? Like, what you think it is? What drove this? Like, he went from, like you say, the covenant and the beloved Lil Baby to like, now it's kind of like, I'm tired of hearing this, bro. This the same damn song, bro.
I don't know if you remember when we went to Cali.
Yeah.
And when we was in the club, but I can't even remember the club name.
I forget we went to the club in Cali.
Yeah, when we was in the club in Cali.
Yeah.
With Bacon C.
Mm-hmm.
And we was at 350 and we was upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
And we was downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
And it was two different, like, set of people that we were communicating with.
Yeah.
And, like, we spoke on a certain artist. And the girls who were there, they were like, what about Lil Baby? You guys listen to Lil Baby?
Yeah.
We went upstairs, had a conversation with a different group of people, speaking about a different artist that we were speaking about downstairs. Yeah. And their response was, what about Lil Baby? You guys listen to Lil Baby? I was like, what? Like, what this Lil Baby? Because, like, you would think, we from the South.
Yeah.
So you would think, like, all right, we got the music. Like, that's what we. When you thinking you go to Cali, you might be listening to
California, YGs, though.
The Tigers, because the Tigers big out there, too. You hear him all the time, too. But every other song I was hearing Tiger when I was out there. So I know he
Nipsey's the E40s, though.
Nipsey was a big influence to me.
Yeah.
We can get into that one day, too. But, yeah. Like, Lil Baby was huge. Like, he had a big run. So all this hate, and I've seen it lately, too. So I'm trying to think, like, wait.
Where it start from, where it come from.
But I ain't gonna lie. Like, the thing about.
Yeah.
I ain't know. I think the gunner situation has something to do with that.
I think everything got to do with everything.
Boy, that's a good answer. Wait, they on the Family Feud. Let me watch Family Feud. Good answer. Good answer. Mother flip, because I don't know. Like, I feel like that have a part to do with it.
I think everything have to do with everything. And, well, start off with, let's talk about, let me see, let me get the name of the albums, because I don't want to be incorrect. Hold on one second.
Who album?
Lil Baby.
My Turn.
Was it My Turn? Was the cover? My Turn. So, let's talk about My Turn. It started with My Turn, right? Mm-hmm. Like I think that album is still on the charts right now today, if we talking. And when we talk about the songs that was on there, you talking about Heating Up with him and Gunna. You talking about Emotionally Scarred. You talking about Whoa. You talking about Grace with him and 42 Doug. Like, bro, he has some bangers on that. Something to prove. Like,
right.
Bro, that's an album. So when people heard that album, bro, they was comparing him. They like, bro, Lil Baby is like the new Lil Wayne.
Right,
like,
yeah.
Bro,
so you think, what you saying? You think you don't have nothing to prove now?
No. Okay, so listen. Okay. So now that album was so great. You know how it's be, bro. Like, music, you get in a rhythm. And when you drop in music, this what, for y'all that don't do music, what y'all don't understand is like, but every time you drop, you gotta kind of like, and I think athletes could agree with this too. Like, every time you drop, you have to reinvent yourself, dog.
Facts.
Some subtle way. So that's why when you see an artist, you'll see them, they might change their hairstyle or the way that they dress. And
right. That's why LeBron has spent $1 million on his body a year.
You gotta kind of like reinvent yourself while still being you, but just to give people something different for them.
From the beginning of the episode, we say change for the better.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
All these can float.
Yeah.
You can see the truth in this.
Yeah.
Talk that. I can tell you that. So go talk that. The truth in this.
So it's for artists, they have to change themselves every time they release.
Right.
For athletes, it's like game to game, you have to change yourself because the people you going up against, they watching film on you.
Right.
So they looking at you and they getting to know, oh, he kind of favors this side. Mm-hmm. So if I do this, then that's going to take him out of his rhythm.
Right.
They look at your tendencies.
Right.
And that's kind of like what you fall back on. You already in your natural mind frame, this is what you could do. So once they key in on those, they know how to get you off your game. But I say all of that to say, like, I think that's what happened with Lil Baby is like, he went from that album, which was My Turn, and then the follow-up album after that was, well, he did Voice of the Heroes. That was another banger with him and Dirt. So listen now, then it went to It's Only Me. So now on this album, it's hard to keep that. Everything is like up and down.
Right.
Nothing in life, you always have lows and highs.
Right.
So like even if we go back to before My Turn was Street Gossip, like Street Gossip, if you go look on Apple right now, it might have one song that has a star next to it.
Right.
So it went from that to this great album, which probably got 5 to 6 to 7 stars on it, right? Mm-hmm. So then he dropped something else. So I don't want to be like, oh, he done fell off, because I don't think it's that at all. But he might be in a valley right now.
Right.
His next drop is very important.
Yeah.
It's very important.
Right.
So on that next drop,
even not to cut you off, dude. We started this. You say, well, they hate for him. Mm-hmm. In his peaks and valleys earlier, he wasn't getting the hate he getting now.
Yeah.
So, like, we got to get back to the question. Like, I understand, like, what you're saying.
Yeah.
So, and I understand because what you're saying is absolutely correct.
I'm building up.
Go ahead.
All right. So now, I'm saying all of that to say, all right, right now he's in a valley as far as music, and he's trying to get back up that mountain again. But I think then we had situations where, like, okay, with the YSL stuff, you kind of like made them. Fans kind of feel like they made them choose sides. It was either you a Lil Baby fan or you a Gunna fan, and you couldn't be both. So when that happened, I feel like it kind of like now you dividing fan bases.
Right.
It's like even if you feel that way, I think you still gotta kind of like leave it up into the air. He probably didn't know at the time like what type of effect it would have, but I think that had something to do with it. Then, you know, you
But
have the
I mean,
allegations against P saying, you know,
True.
You know what I'm saying? I think
that.
that had something to do with it too.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's another one. He went on tour, right? And you know, for his tour, he went with an AG touring over Live Nation.
Right.
And for those, I'll tell y'all some background on the music. Is like, okay, you have Live Nation. Live Nation, they own Ticketmaster. Mm-hmm. They own a lot of the venues. So they'll do deals with artists and say, hey, bro, we'll give you $50 million right now, and we'll call you when we're ready for you. And they'll set up your whole tour. Mm-hmm. And you'll go out throughout the country, and they'll say, well, you could do shows, but you can't do none in this parameter. Like, they'll put a geographic parameter and say, we need this area because when we do the show, we need it to be that much big. We need these people in this area not to see you. So when we do book you in this area, it be bigger than it is.
Right.
So I think instead of Lil Baby going with Live Nation for his tour, and he went with AG. Right? Mm-hmm. And AG, shout out to AG and Tour and AG Entertainment. You know, they based out of Atlanta too. So, but I think the number was like AG kind of offered Lil Baby like maybe $1 million a show or something like that. Right. So Lil Baby went in with them. Right. I don't think Live Nation liked that. Even though that Live Nation still getting a piece of the pie because they own the venues, they own Ticketmaster, all of these stuff is running it, but it's kind of like they want the.
They want
the stronghold.
But you know, the first rule in business is to what?
Yeah, get rid of your competition.
Right. And what is the first
rule in business? Make money.
Make money.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they trying to drive with their profits. So I think, you know, I'll say allegedly, bro. I feel like they had a Lil Baby smear campaign going on. Because that's when we saw, Lil Baby's having to cancel shows because they aren't selling out the way that they need to. Allegedly, you know, maybe the powers that be. This is just my thoughts on it now.
But I know sense.
That make a lot of sense. It make a lot of sense.
I know sense when I had.
That's just my thoughts on it. I was like,
because you got to think of yourself as the person like if you're trying to protect your investment.
All right, then this is what you could do. This is what you could do. So I could feel like that kind of. Allegedly, I would say that I feel like there was some type of smear campaign going on. So. All of that in a nutshell had to do with each other, dog. So I just pray his next drop is, you know what I'm saying?
It's stellar.
I seen him in the studio with Lil Yachty now. One thing I know, Lil Yachty know what he doing in that bit now.
Another thing is too, like, you know, Gunna had big records too. So
yeah. Gunna album. But I think Gunna in the same situation. Like, his next drop has to be as great as the last one or better because if it's not, they ready to say, oh, you fell off, bro. It's over with, bro.